All right, let's talk about learning a new skill, a physical skill, specifically how to pour perfect latte art. Now, you might be thinking of a typical barista class, right? Well, forget that. Today, we're diving into a totally new way to do it. Think virtual reality, AI judges, and getting actual superpower.
In the specialty coffee world, there's this problem they call the latte art bottleneck. For those high-end cafes, having baristas who can pour beautiful, consistent art is a huge part of their brand. But actually training people to do it? It's always been this massive headache.
I mean, the old school way to learn is basically watching over an expert's shoulder. It's slow, it's super wasteful with all that milk and espresso, and you just can't scale it up. You can't train a whole global team one by one, and yeah, you could just watch videos online, but that doesn't really work, does it? There's a major disconnect there.
Okay, this is where it gets super interesting. There's this idea called the sensory gap. Think about it. You watch a YouTube video of some amazing barista. What you're seeing is flat, right? It's a 2D video, but your brain has to somehow translate that flat image into a real 3D motion for your own hands. You can't feel the pitcher's weight. You can't feel the milk flow.
And this table just nails the difference. The old way, you're worried about burning yourself, you're stressed about wasting product, you're distracted by the noisy cafe. The new VR way, it's a totally zero-risk zone. You're basically in God mode. Instead of some coach saying, do it more like this, you get haptic feedback. Your controller actually buzzes or pushes back when you make a mistake. And the cost of practicing over and over? Gone. It's infinite and it's free. This whole thing just rips away the biggest obstacles to learn.
So what is this magic solution? It's called the SafeBrew VR ecosystem, and they call the method the Bionic Barista Training Protocol. The key here is to stop thinking of it like a video game. It's more of a cognitive augmentation tool. It's literally designed to rewire your brain and muscles for a new skill.
The whole idea is built around creating what they call a safe-to-fail environment. Look, failure is how we learn, right? But in the real world, failing costs money. Here, you can fail 1,000 times. You can spill everything, make a total mess, and all you have to do is hit a button to start over. Practice becomes truly limitless.
All right, now we're getting to the really cool part. The system doesn't just let you practice. It actually hacks the learning process by giving you abilities that honestly feel like superpowers.
So there are 3 big hacks that make this whole thing work so well. First, you get to mess with the laws of physics. Second, you learn from the ghost of a champion. And third, you become the master of time itself.
Let's talk physics. Imagine you could shrink down, like Ant-Man, and fly inside the milk pitcher while it's steaming. You could actually watch the protein chains grab onto air bubbles and create that silky smooth microfoam. You're not just reading about it in a textbook, you're in it, experiencing it. It makes these abstract science concepts totally real.
Okay, hack number 2, the ghost hand. This is genius. The system records the exact movements of a world latte art champion's hands and pitcher. Then it plays it back for you as a see-through guide that you just follow along with. It's like having the best tutor on the planet physically guiding your hand perfectly every single time. It totally bridges that sensory gap we were talking about.
And the third superpower? Controlling time. A perfect latte art pour happens in, a few seconds? That's way too fast for a beginner's brain to actually process. But in here, you can slow it all down. Practice at half speed, really building that muscle memory. Or, and this is my favorite, you can do a full-on matrix freeze frame, pause the pour mid-air, and then walk around the cup to see how the milk and cream are mixing from angles that are literally impossible in real life.
And that's the big question, isn't it? How can a computer judge art?
So the key is the AI isn't judging if it's pretty. It's judging your technique based on 3 core things. It uses computer vision to measure the symmetry of your design right down to the pixel. It looks at the contrast. How sharp are the lines between the white foam and the brown crema? And it calculates the positioning to see if you centered the design perfectly in the cup. This is a level of feedback a human coach could never, ever give you.
This is the final and maybe the most important piece of the whole thing. How do you bridge that gap?
To make that jump from the simulation to reality, the system switches from virtual reality, or VR, to mixed reality, or MR.
The best way to think about it is like those apps that teach you piano by lighting up the real keys you're supposed to press. It's the same idea. You're holding a real pitcher and a real cup, but through the headset, you see that ghost hand in the perfect pouring lines projected right onto your real-world view. It's guiding your actual hands in real time. This is the final step that locks that virtual training into your physical muscle memory.
So you can probably see where this is going.
This is about so much more than just a cup of coffee. This whole framework, the safe practice zone, the AI feedback, the mixed reality coaching, this is basically a blueprint for the future of training for any hands-on job.
This quote from the people who developed it just says it all, doesn't it? The future of the barista craft is not just in the hand, but in the headset. It's a fundamental shift in how we think about learning physical skills. We're not talking about replacing people, we're talking about augmenting them, making them better, faster.